weather. So good. So, motivation. What's your reason for getting out the door, improving yourself, and absolutely hammering your training to beat those PBs and cover new distances? What is it that gets you out there on the days when you're not feeling like it? Or maybe something doesn't get you out there when you're not feeling like it. That's what this video is for. I'm going to be teaching you the motivational theories that I've used to enhance my motivation, to stay motivated even through a bone stress injury where I haven't been able to run for 5 weeks. So yeah, sit back, relax, let's get you motivated. So there's a fair few theories on how you can enhance your motivation. It might give you an indication about where you're going wrong. It might give you some pointers on how you can change your training to motivate you more. So let's talk about arousal. I'm not talking about that arousal, although we can if you want. What I'm talking about is arousal theory, whilst trying to not take my head off with a branch. Arousal theory suggests that your motivation will largely depend on how stimulating you find the activity, training, or whatever you're doing. So, if you pick a really easy task, it's not very stimulating. It might not get your training juices flowing. So, to increase your motivation, according to arousal theory, you need to pick difficult tasks that get you excited, get you pumped. Because yeah, who wants to rest on their laurels, eh? Nothing wrong with a bit of arousal. The most useful theory that I've found, and this is theory number 2, it's called the Self-Determination Theory. And now, I think this is the most applicable to me. This is the one that I find, if I can get this in check, that's when I'm most motivated. So the self-determination theory suggests that individuals will become more motivated with the more autonomy and the more competence that they have. So when training becomes routine, becomes part of their daily life, becomes autonomous, and they can do it without thinking, that's when they're most motivated. And I think that definitely applies to me. So in essence, if my training becomes disjointed or messy, that's when I lose my motivation. So when I get injured, I start missing runs, start having to skip training, that's it. Motivation's out the window, mate. So for me, I have to get autonomy, I have to get a routine, I have to get a rhythm, and that's when the motivation comes. Discipline before motivation, I guess. Yeah, that's theory number 2. That's the one that I've definitely found makes the most difference to me. Becoming autonomous and yeah, routine. So, theory number 3 is probably the one that applies to the most number of people, and this is the social facilitation theory. The social facilitation theory essentially works on when you see other people succeed or train well or thriving in their training, this motivates you. So when you watch the British champs, you watch Josh Kerr win the 3,000 metre indoors, you might feel a sudden rush of motivation to get out and smash your training. And that's why the social aspect of the sport is so important, because watching other people succeed, watching your friends succeed, can only help your training, unless you're a jealous person, which isn't always a bad thing. But I'd say you've got to be happy for your friends, and if it doesn't motivate you, it's understandable. So back from the run, it's time to refuel, get showered, and then head into town for a bit of studying, because unfortunately it is exam season, baby. So got some fruit and yogurt, chia seeds, that sort of jazz, bit of honey, some mixed nuts for protein and good fats. So yeah, let's refuel, head back out, and then I'm going to head to the gym later. And I've got those 2 extra motivational theories to let you know about, so sit tight for those, but at the moment I need some scran in me. So the next theory is called the achievement goal theory. And now, as you can tell from these motivational theories so far, they require a bit of nurturing, they require some effort and a little bit of playing around with to figure out what works for you. And this is another one that fits the same sort of rhetoric, I guess. The motivation goal theory is talking about the type of goal you set. So people that set process-based goals will generally be more motivated than people that set outcome-based goals. Hence the quote, "He who enjoys the journey will travel further than he who enjoys the destination," if you like quotes. Oh, this is bloody good. So this could be applicable to your training. Instead of thinking about that end result, I have to run a sub 35k or whatever your goal is, thinking, can I get out for 3 runs each week for the next 12 weeks? Something like that. More process based, more about bettering yourself, building healthy habits and routines, rather than that one little tangible detail that comes at the end and is essentially kind of a black or white. So yeah, try and make some smarter goals, some goals that are easier to keep tabs on, something that you can tangibly feel. Am I running 3 times each week? Is a lot easier to see whether you're on track for a sub 35k, for example. Yeah, I think I've butchered that explanation, but you get the gist. Time for screen. Bosh. Let's go study. So I'm back from a busy day. So the final motivational theory is technically called the Attribution Theory. And this is basically suggesting the amount of motivation you'll have is depending on what you attribute your success to. So people that attribute their success to internal factors such as you tried really hard, you dug deep, you had the effort level, the ability to do it, are more likely to be motivated than people that think it's down to the shoes, for example, and things like that. And likewise, people that attribute failure to things like bad luck or bad conditions also tend to maintain motivation. Again, I'm not really a psychologist, I don't really know too much about it, but that's the way it is apparently. So anyway, I think what I'm trying to say is that motivation is something that you have to tend to, you have to nurture, you have to grow, you have to let it blow from a spark into a flame, and really nurture that flame of motivation for sure. So it's something that requires work. You don't instantly get motivated, you're not going to be motivated every single day. There's ebbs and flows, peaks and troughs. So just stick with it, try and learn a bit more about what motivates you and apply that to your training. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, share with your running buddies, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.